Hi there. Today I wanted to talk about using Xero, and more specifically using Xero to its full potential. So Xero, cloud accounting software, you can gain access any place, any time you've got a Wi-Fi connection. So we know the basic benefits of Xero and how we can all log on, see it all. You've got that immediate picture of where you are, where your business is, where your finances are. However, we're seeing a lot of new clients coming on board, and even just in general conversations with potential clients, where their Xero it's not giving them what it should be giving them and what it's capable of giving them, because it's just not being used properly. So I wanted to do this video and blog to talk a little bit more about some of the things that could be missing or not being done right, and therefore not giving you the full experience and the full picture that you should be getting from it. So for us, Xero is the foundation to your accounts. It's got everything on there. It should be your single source of truth. Everything can be done in Xero. All the adjustments, everything that needs to be done can be done within Xero. Doesn't need to be done on a spreadsheet somewhere else. Doesn't need to have adjustments at year end. They can be done throughout the year. They can be things potentially that have not been put on correctly, can be corrected. There's loads that can be done within Xero to make sure that everything is in Xero, and it then gives you a true and accurate picture. So one couple of examples of this really. So first of all, we had a new client who was really excited about getting a cash flow forecast. We took over their Xero, connected it up to Float to start looking at getting it all ready and putting in the projections and everything. And we realised when we did our review of where Xero was, we realised that actually there was loads of stuff missing. And it was really out of date as well, so we couldn't even begin to think about doing the forecast on Float to see her future cash position, because we couldn't actually tell the current position. So that's one of the main reasons that doing it a little and often, so it's all up to date, is really important, but also that everything is on Xero and not here, there and everywhere. So another example, we had a client who where their accountant hadn't done the necessary postings and adjustments throughout the year, and that meant that actually the client didn't have a clue where they were, and it had a knock-on effect. So their salary had been double counted thanks to an outdated Prepayment Journal that was automatically posted that didn't even need to be there. The client had been putting the payment in the wrong place, and therefore it assumed, or we assumed, and the client assumed, until we looked into it, that the profit was actually less than it was. So they thought they was in a worse position than they actually were, and actually really worrying about the fact that their business wasn't profitable. And also another knock-on effect of that, meaning that they hadn't put enough aside for the corporation tax bill. But also I want to stress there are lots of issues that we see and we correct, but majority of things, I've not come up against something yet that we cannot be corrected. So this isn't a doom and gloom video or blog. It's just explaining and pointing out some things that can go wrong, but how you can correct it or do it in Xero to make sure that you know exactly where you are, where your expenses are, so that you can make those decisions that you need to. You can plan accordingly, and more importantly, push your business forward. So as I said, you want to get everything done within Xero. So you want all the fundamentals done right there and everything. So for example, prepayments and accruals, previously, unless you was doing management accounts, it'd probably only be done at year end, and it would just be put in the system and you wouldn't really know what it was about, and there's just these figures lumped in. But with Xero, it's easily managed and accounted for through journals, and it can be loads of data on there. When you set it up initially, you can put a schedule and attach it to the journal, and it's really, really easy to do and see. And once you've got it set up, it can just tick over for however long it needs to. So for example, if you've bought a software subscription for a year, paid for it all up front, we can do prepayment journal so that it goes into prepayments and then it's released every month. And that can be set up for a whole year, set up, it's done, it's forgotten about. But it's accurately recorded. Find and Recode is a really great tool to help you move incorrect transactions quickly and easily. VAT returns, especially now with MTD, it can all be done within Xero. You don't need it to go anywhere else. You don't need to go on the portal. It's all done on Xero. Payroll. I know Xero Payroll is not for everybody, but especially the smaller businesses, more simple solution, like just plain salaries and things like that, that can be done all directly within Xero, and the journals and everything posted straight to the account, so you don't need to stress. And many of those where you're not using Xero Pay or using another solution, many of them actually integrate and can post relevant information back in, so it doesn't need to be a headache. And the other thing that we see an awful lot, which is a real bugbear of mine actually, is fixed asset register. Xero's got a fixed asset register. You don't need a separate spreadsheet. It can all be logged on there, and automatically as you buy a new asset, as long as you put it to the right nominal code, it'll go straight in as a draft asset. You just need to register it, and then you can do all the depreciation every month. The depreciation's done. Simple, it's all there. So yeah, you're missing the magic. If you're not using all the system, what it's there to do, you really are missing the magic. So as I said, to get the most value out of it, Xero should be your single source of truth. Everything should be in there. With the input and insight from a trained professional, big. You can use your Xero as more than just a machine for the accounts. It'll be the starting point for all the magical fun stuff that you can do to really propel your business forward, reach your goals, do what you want to do. You get the real-time insights that will allow you to plan for the future. You'll be able to jump on opportunities really quickly like that, take calculated risks. You'll have a full picture of your finances at any moment, and you can rely on it, which is more important. You don't want to have data there that you can't rely on and make those decisions. And yes, you can connect it to other apps to do fun things like cash flow forecasting, chasing for money. You know exactly who owes you and who owes you what and when, so you can connect it to other apps to do the chasing for you. And there's all little things like that can be done. So I say I'm going to stop because it feels like I'm going to get onto a bit of a rant here, but basically you don't need it all in one place, all in different places. Just one single source of truth, and everything can be done within Xero. If your accountant is still using old school methods and asking you to post journals at year end, then that's just, yes, maybe it's time we have a chat and we can show you how we can do things differently. So if you would like to have a chat, then please do pop over to our Work With Us page, just complete the quick questionnaire and book a discovery call with me, and it'll be my pleasure to have a chat with you about how we can help you get your Xero running properly as it should be and help you get further towards your goals.